Long time no see.
One thing that I can say for certain right now is that we did not fill up the car.
We didn't. Update. Car still beeping.
Because we're still sitting here. No, it's not still beeping.
No,
we
I can
haven't
hear
heard
it.
beep.
I can hear it from inside.
We're still sitting here
right.
because we need to record another episode of
SMSoup. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to SMSoup, the #1 podcast with soup in the name, but not on the brain. I'm Shelby.
I'm Spencer.
And today we're here to talk about literally anything, but more specifically, life's biggest question.
Just today?
Just today.
Gotcha.
Waiter, how is this soup made?
And Shelby, what are your favorite movies and how can Spencer shit on them? That's right. A fun episode is ahead. But first, Shelby, what have you been up to?
Well, for the past 20 minutes, I've been recording, and now we're going to continue recording, and then more recording.
Well, I think this is it for today, and then we got to get 2 more done, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I should
Deep
plan
breaths,
a
and
little
then
bit better.
I have to pre-record, crossing over my multiverses.
Whoa.
Oh, GGBG, gotta pre-record that.
It's so wide and expansive.
And yeah, I'm probably just gonna give up soon.
Really? What a positive outlook on life.
Like on all of it.
Yeah, right. You want to talk about that?
No, I think I just want to dedicate myself to working my corporate job so that let's see, I'm 26. 50 years from now, I will be able to retire and actually do the things I care about.
No, actually, in 50 years, you'll finally leave your indentured servitude and you'll maybe get a 30-year retirement plan when that happens. 100 or bust.
So anyway,
so I thought it'd be fun. We haven't watched jack shit in quite a while.
Well, first off,
what?
We need to pre-record a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So we are...
I was leading into that. We haven't watched jack shit in a while.
I'm just saying, this episode is a clear case of scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Whoa! What are you trying to say?
Well, I just
Well, because normally we would do what have you been watching? And we haven't watched anything.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Bit of a fill-in.
Yeah, this is... First off, I love it. Great pivot, because you're right. We haven't watched anything.
I feel like you're not loving it.
No, I do actually love it. I'm just saying... This thing can only go so far.
Yes.
And really, right now, by being antagonistic, I'm just trying to stretch it a little bit further.
Ooh, we got another 20 seconds. Anyway.
So I kind of figured that's what you were going for. And because part of me was thinking wait, we have to pre-record so many episodes. We could theoretically today throw out a movie for people to watch.
Yeah,
and then
we could.
Watch it and just record it tomorrow and it'll come out in 3 weeks or something like that.
We could. I just don't have an idea.
I don't either, so I'm saying love the pivot.
Okay.
My God.
You think you'll love it as much as you love all of my favorite movies? That's right.
What?
We're talking about Shelby's favorite movies. This is a high coveted list.
5 of them.
Everyone's been asking, Shelby, what's on your list of favorite movies?
And I am going to try and guess.
Of good opinions.
I'm going to try and guess what your 5 favorite movies are. Kind of see if I know you.
Okay. I will give you one slight caveat.
Nope. I got it.
You don't know anything.
I have the caveat. The caveat is that technically a series counts as one movie and Lord of the Rings is on there.
I definitely did that. But I was going to give you my not a requirement, but what helps me pick my favorite movies. Are you seeing my list?
No, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't the caveat?
No, that was a...
That feels like what should be a caveat. And then I figured we would just naturally talk about what goes into being a favorite movie of yours.
That's fine. Yeah. Yes. A caveat is that a series is being counted as a movie.
Okay.
I love series.
So tell me. So I do definitely need that as some help. What goes into being a favorite movie of Shelby's?
This might not be fair. This is definitely not how everyone considers a favorite movie, but for me, the rewatchability and how many times I'm gonna rewatch it helps increase its favorite moviness. And again, that might be crazy because you could be like, Uncut Gems is my favorite movie of all time, but rewatching it would be kind of would that really be exciting? Probably not. I don't think that way. I can like a movie, but it's only my favorite if I am obsessed level. I want to rewatch this every day of my life.
Are we going to talk about the fact that you were able to just offhand pull uncut gems from your memory and use it as the perfect example of something that wouldn't fall into a favorite movie of yours, despite it being a very good movie?
It is a very good movie.
That was awesome.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I'm here for top tier opinions only.
Okay.
I house the top tier.
So rewatchability is like a huge part of it.
Yeah.
So movies that you've seen a lot are more likely to climb your list.
That is fact.
Towards favorites.
And that's what I wanted to make sure you knew before guess.
Which
I know you
guess
figured.
What? I already knew that.
I love rewatching shit, and I know anyone who knows me knows that, but I'm a big rewatcher. Like, I would happily rewatch something I've seen 100 times and watch something new.
So I'm assuming you didn't put these in any particular order.
No
cool.
order whatsoever.
So Lord of the Rings is definitely in your top 5.
1000%.
Is The Hobbit included in that?
I'm not including The Hobbit in it. And it's not on the
And
list.
The Hobbit's also not in your top 5.
It's not.
Yeah, okay.
I love watching The Hobbit. I know unpopular opinion, but it's not Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is top tier.
You're a big Martin Freeman fan.
I'm a big Martin Freeman fan. I'm so mad Sherlock isn't available to stream anywhere.
Do you think
the fact that I said Sherlock for Martin Freeman and not Benedict Cumberbatch should be illegal? But I stand by what I said.
Do you think that Martin Freeman and Morgan Freeman are the best brother duo in Hollywood?
Yes.
That'll confuse one person.
Absolutely. I do think that.
All right. Spirit.
Yep.
Is also in your top 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. My goal with this was...
I know.
Okay. Yeah, continue. We can keep guessing. You can keep guessing. We'll get to
I want to guess, and
That's
then
fine.
we'll go back through them each.
That's fine.
Let's see. Is Sing in your top 5?
It is not, and I had to really think about that one. It's not.
A little too new.
A little too new.
What year, roughly, is the newest movie on this list?
Probably
pre-college. Post-college.
They're all pre-college.
All pre-college.
Yeah.
Pre-high school.
One of them is probably late high school. That's the newest one.
We graduated in 2015.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think about this. I need help vamping a little bit. So we got Spirit, we got Lord of the Rings. There's 3 to go.
Yeah.
I guess, let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh, How to Train Your Dragon.
Absolutely.
Which is a series.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the entire series counts for you.
100%. It's golden. Also, I know no one cares. There's a show on Netflix.
Yep.
That is definitely geared towards younger kids.
The movies are geared towards younger kids.
But the show is like, you might learn something watching this. You know, like that's what they do. They're like, wait, can you describe what this word means to me? That only happens like once every 4 episodes.
Are you telling me the How to Train Your Dragon's kids show is grooming our children?
No.
You said they might learn something. And that is the sole responsibility of the parent from all the online discourse I've been seeing.
That's why I never give my child an iPad. I don't want them to learn anything.
I hate our society.
But the show's also very good, but I am talking about the 3 movies.
All right, so we got... And I knew How to Train Your Dragon, and I'm sorry that I didn't say that quicker.
Oh, you're okay.
Okay, so we got 2 more. Now I'm going to get into the 20 questions camp.
Okay.
Are they animated movies?
One is not.
Okay. And is the one animated movie... is the animated movie, is it a Disney movie?
Let me look. I don't think so. Who owns you? It is not. I don't know what. Get the fuck down. Oh no, Grogu's being chased around. It is not a Disney movie.
Is it Pixar?
No.
DreamWorks.
Mm-mm.
Whose is it?
It's Universal.
Universal animated movie?
It is. This is the oldest one on the list, just so you know.
So, okay. Spirit came out. Well, Lord of the Rings came out in 2001, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spirit came out around then as well.
Yeah, I think that was like 98 or something. Spirit. Ooh.
Wait. I know this isn't it because you said it's not Disney. Lion King's not on your top 5.
It's not. I really had to think about it, but I don't think it is.
Damn.
I know. I really had to think about it. Trust me. Also,
All right,
Spirit came out in 2002, so my bad.
Give me another hint about this. I knew it was post 2000. But that's fine.
Okay. Another hint about the animated movie.
What year did it come out?
I could not believe this came out this year. It came out in 1988.
Okay.
It makes me bawl my eyes out within the first 30 minutes.
Up is way more recent than 1988, but okay. So
it took me 3 times of watching Up to see the whole movie because I kept falling asleep. And I don't fall asleep during movies.
That's crazy because Up's not really a boring movie.
It's not. I think I was just really tired.
All right. So it came out in 88.
I'm trying to think of any description that won't immediately give it away.
I know it. It's The Land Before Time.
It is The Land Before Time.
Yep.
One of the best movies to ever be made. And I used to own a bunch of the like spin-off movies too.
Okay. All right. I like it. And I knew it. I should have known that one quicker.
Oh, that's all right. It's one you don't think of ever.
I don't need you to tell me it's all right. I'm mad at myself. I don't care how you feel about me. All right. And now this 5th one, not animated. What year did it come out?
Let me look. I'm guessing like 2012-ish.
If it is 2012/2011.
2012.
Have we watched the movie recently?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. I was going to say it was Friends with Benefits.
No.
Because you're a big slut for Mila Kunis.
I am, yes. I knew the date that came out, the year that came out.
Let's see. 2012 is when this came out. It's not the movie 2012, right?
It's not the movie 2012.
With John Cusack?
If in case this totally gives it away, it was the movie that inspired me to make this as a topic in any capacity. Because it's literally where Spencer gets to give his honest opinion on Shelby's favorite movies of all time.
Who's in this movie?
Rihanna.
It's Battleship.
It's Battleship. It is Battleship.
Okay.
Battleship, baby. 2012. A movie that absolutely absorbed the lives of my entire family for years.
So if you had to pick a favorite on this list, what would it be?
That's hard.
I think it's asinine. Is Battleship 5th? Like, does Battleship just make your list?
Yeah.
That's asinine. That's asinine that Lion King is not higher up on your list than fucking Battleship. And I think Battleship is only there to antagonize me.
No, I love that movie.
No.
Absolutely.
Name one good part.
Name one good part. Literally, the part where that I always think of that nerdy guy who he has a leopard gecko, and because he's a leopard gecko, he's like figures out why the aliens need the helmets to not be able to see. But he can never stop. He can never just like shut up. Also, Rihanna's in it. And for some reason, what's his name? Liam Neeson's in it, but he's like not. But he is. But he's not.
Liam Neeson's in it?
Yeah, he's the father of he's like the corporal of and he's the father of the woman that what's his name is trying to.
Liam Neeson. You said Liam Neeson, and for whatever reason, I thought Liam Hemsworth.
Oh no.
Well, and then you said father, and I was like, what the fuck?
Like, how old was
because
he?
I thought the father in the movie was Dennis Quaid.
No, it's Liam Neeson.
I am aware now.
Yeah.
It also has Taylor Kitsch in it.
It also has Taylor Kitsch in it. And
who's also in True Detective Season 2. The worst True Detective season, although I think it gets a bad rep.
It definitely gets a bad rep. I love where he's trying to he keeps talking about how he doesn't understand the Art of War book that's like originally in like Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like an ongoing joke.
You just watched a video, and so it was like prevalent in my head, and now I can't think of who wrote it.
Who wrote Art of War? Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
Anyway, doesn't matter. All right, let's go through these movies and why each of them is actually a terrible movie that you should never watch.
Sun Tzu. Is that what you're trying to think of?
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
I was going to say son, but then I was like, I can't think of whatever else it is. And I don't want to like say something wrong and be painted a racist any more than I already am.
Right.
So, which movie should I start with?
I just had Spirit written first because that's probably the movie I've watched the most in my entire life.
Yeah, Spirit is a pretty good movie, I would say. It's part of the era of, and it could just be nostalgia speaking mostly, but it really felt like the era of like kids movies, air quotes around that came out when we were kids.
Yeah,
were just a tier above.
Yes,
some of the stuff that's put out now.
Yeah. I mean, that's why like Lion King is a top tier movie.
Right.
Like around that era.
Right. But also it's actually good.
Are you saying Spirit isn't a good movie?
No, I'm saying Spirit is a good movie. I'm saying they're literally a part of the same time frame, dude.
Yeah.
Lion King's technically before our time.
It is, yes.
Land Before Time is before our time.
I cannot believe Land Before Time is an 80s movie. But anyway, yeah.
Spirit also is in the camp of like kid movie that I think is like actually like enjoyable for anybody to watch. Like you can watch it at any age. It's not to spoil, but like How to Train Your Dragon, similar feelings. It's a really well-made movie that yes, it's geared towards children, and sometimes like the idea is that anything animated is only for kids, which definitely is not the case.
No.
However, that being said, those movies definitely are more catered towards like a younger audience, but I think anybody can go and enjoy those movies. And I think like for the most part, most animated movies that are in that camp do a really good job of like saying like, we know the parents literally have to bring the kid here. So this movie can't just be dog shit.
Yeah. Which I will, and not to like split off of you specifically saying dog shit, I watched the new Spirit movie that they now are focusing on this like girl who interacts with Spirit. Her name is Lucky. I've watched a little bit of the Netflix show. It's very, very kid oriented.
And straight to streaming.
Yes.
So a parent doesn't need to sit there and watch it.
But the movie, I will say, there's a lot of online like anger about it because if you loved the original Spirit and then you went to watch the new Spirit, you were like, it's like not even the same thing. Yeah, it's not even the same thing. They just carried the horse over. Like that's the only correlation between the two things. They're heavily geared. I mean, I still enjoyed the movie, but they're heavily gearing it towards a young audience. They're like, look at this young girl who's going to go on this crazy adventure. Like, don't you want to be her? Whereas Spirit, you're just watching a horse.
Don't you want to fuck that horse?
You're just watching a horse do its thing. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's not really like, look at yourself in this position.
It's good. It's a good movie. And Matt Damon, voice of Spirit.
Which I didn't know for the longest time.
It blows you away because you and Mir, our roommate in college, were watching it the one day when I came home.
Yeah.
And I heard the voice and immediately went, is that Matt Damon? Because I also, as a child, had no fucking clue that Matt Damon would go on to star in such movies as Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13.
Downsizing.
No, but like he's this like,
yeah.
At that point, I don't know. I mean, like Good Will Hunting would have been before Spirit technically. And obviously I'm sure that's like how he got some pull.
Right.
Getting into a totally different thing. I don't know why big actors are used for some animated movies unless they actually have like a really distinct good voice, but like some guys just have voices, you know? And so like
why does Sing have the cast it has?
Right. Like it's a little unnecessary. But like having Nick Kroll makes sense because he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, Spirit is a good movie.
Love Spirit.
Spirit's good and definitely worth a watch. I don't know if it's worth the amount that you've watched it, but fair. That's a solid movie and definitely not like a crazy, this is my favorite movie. It might paint you in a certain light in today's society because we all have seen the TikToks. That being said, technically, I guess there's nothing wrong with wanting to fuck a horse. Just don't do it.
I definitely don't want to.
Your favorite movie, Spirit.
Yeah, these are all animated except Battleship.
And Lord of the Rings. What does it being animated have to do with anything?
Well, you're saying like, okay, if my favorite movie is Land Before Time, do I want to fuck a dinosaur?
No.
Okay. What's wrong with my favorite movie being Spirit?
Because we all know, dude. We've all watched the movie.
Anyway, I will say I think Spirit started my deep love for movie soundtracks because I had the CD of the soundtrack, and I had to get a new one because I listened to it so many times. It like literally burned the CD. Like there were rings on the entire CD and you couldn't listen to it anymore.
Well, as Beyonce once said, if you like it, then you
put a ring on it. And I did. All right. Second up, I did have Battleship, but we don't have to do that one right now.
No, we can do Battleship.
Okay, Battleship.
Here's the thing. When I asked you to tell me what like your favorite parts of the movie are, it's because I don't remember fuck all about this movie because it is such a dog shit movie that it's not worth saving any space in my head to remember any fucking part of it. I don't understand why this was the era of taking things that are not in any way media related and making a movie out of that franchise and then making games off of the movie, which makes me violent.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to play Battleship? Oh, like the movie? No, like the fucking game that's been around forever, you dumb fuck. Terrible movie. God awful. Do not remember anything about it. So maybe it's not as bad as I'm saying, but I'm sticking to my guns.
You're still going to think it's bad. I know you would if we watched it.
Why are there aliens?
It's an alien invasion.
Just fight the Russians like in any other fucking movie. Make the Russians the bad guy.
They're clearly trying to make like Chinese people the bad guy. Well, Taylor Kitsch, and then they actually have to work together.
Taylor Kitsch is super xenophobic.
But he's actually not trying to make them bad guys because he loses a soccer tournament to him. Anyway.
So they just stole that from fucking Top Gun.
Was it a soccer game?
No, it was volleyball. Oh. Anyway, what's next?
Next is the How to Train Your Dragon series.
How to Train Your Dragon.
I know we basically touched on this by talking about Spirit.
Yeah. Also very good movies. Series. Really good. Another situation where I will say that like they actually do a pretty good job, I'd say, in terms of the voices that they got for it. Like technically all of them are actual like Hollywood actors and actresses. But outside of like Gerard Butler, and
which
like
still cracks me up.
He's also a really good choice because he's got like a super thick accent. Obviously there are countless number of people who have accents that could have also been used, but I also understand needing name recognition to try and draw people in. Whatever.
That's so a dad can be like, oh, Gerard Butler's in
yeah.
this.
Oh God, yeah. He's gonna save his wife. Only in the second one. Spoiler. But yeah, I don't know. That's neither here nor there. Good movies. Really good. Kind of just. Hey, you might be able to learn something from them, you know?
They were so fun. They're like, they literally have everything. Their adventure, their action, they're super like feel good. Because it's like, I mean, it's a kids movie. It's about like, you know, being a good friend / family member. And there's fucking dragons in them. And
we get it.
Shelby. I forget the voice actor of Hiccup.
Your favorite movie is Spirit. We know.
I forget the voice actor of Hiccup.
Jade Baruchel.
But my mind was blown that it's actually just his voice.
Yeah.
Which sounds ridiculous. But when we watched...
Right, and that's what I mean. Like, he's a great pick for an animated movie because he has such a unique voice.
He does.
And it's like a good voice. And he doesn't need to do anything to like change his voice.
Right.
And it's great. I love it.
What was that like end of the world movie we watched?
This is the end.
This is the end. Like literally he was on screen for 2 seconds and I was just in shock. Because I was like, oh, that voice is actually coming out of your body right now. Like
every part of me really wants to try and do my best impression, but I'm afraid it's going to go really bad.
Yeah, probably.
And so like I don't want that to be like forever.
But
let me just try real quick. Quickly mute. All right, it wasn't good.
No,
don't worry.
It was very okay. But yeah, like in shock, that voice actually comes out of his body.
Yeah.
And then also really funny is that Astrid is, I only know her as Ugly Betty from the show. I don't know her name, but then she was on Curb, and I literally could hear Astrid like coming through the TV.
I know, and I can't remember her name either.
That's so shitty.
But yes.
But yeah, love those movies.
Great series.
We literally went to go see How to Train Your Dragon 3 in theaters because it came out while we were in college, and we were the only people there who weren't there with kids. But it was a blast. And
it's a good movie.
They all make me cry. So anyway, and then I have Lord of the Rings series. Is there really anything to say about the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I'm completely and wholly biased. Update to the story from 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
We did get a replacement for Fellowship of the Ring, and we watched it, and it worked. And the movies are still just about as perfect as possible for a movie that came out in 2001, 2002, and 2003.
Oh yeah, baby. They really are. They're so fun.
It's almost absurd, and like I think that's almost why The Hobbit is so bad, is because like I feel like The Hobbit would have been way better had it just come out like 2 years, 3 years after Return of the King.
Yeah, probably.
Instead of trying to have new effects.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I agree. And it was so fun listening to the cast commentary, and I'm so excited to listen to the other commentaries. Because why not? And we still have all the documentaries to watch about all of them. Mm-hmm. There's so much. I have to start reading. I'm on the Two Towers.
Oh, you are?
That's what I need to start.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Which tends to, I always joke, is my favorite movie of them. So I'm intrigued to read the actual book. But yeah.
Yeah, pretty much perfect movies, and again, completely biased. So
yes, absolutely.
I'm with you there.
Heavily biased. And last is The Land Before Time.
Land Before Time doesn't fall into the same camp, I would say. I feel like it just gears way too kiddie.
It's very
and
kiddie.
So I think
yes.
I think it's a tough watch as a parent to have to sit there and endure it.
That's fair.
That being said, they're like, they're like such like a staple movie. I think like anybody who has a kid, it feels like a really good movie to like give to your child to begin watching things and stuff like that, because I think there's like a good story behind it and stuff like that. And
they did a ton of like spin-off movies.
They did like 18 movies.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. And I don't know about all of that, but I think like, yeah, I saw something recently, and there's been like a ton of stuff online about this, but like Coco Melon, which is like a Netflix kids show, I think.
Okay.
Surpassed like 16 million hours watched or something like that, because it's just very clearly like, oh, this looks like it's for my kid, and then like they just put it on for their kid.
Okay.
And like people have like watched it and been like, this is actually hot garbage. Like, you should not be showing your kid this. Like, it's just bad content.
I don't think I've even heard of it.
And like, it's just amazing. Like, we have this plethora, this huge well to like go back to, and like you. In some instances, yes, you have too much choice, but like you have so much choice that like you really can't afford to mess it up. Like, it's so easy to not mess it up, and yet we still have these situations.
I mean, I know, like,
but I think about like Land Before Time. You think about like The Lion King, like all of those like Disney movies. While like some of the like
absolutely
subtext isn't great,
yeah,
are still like good entertainment for a young child to watch. It's nothing like inappropriate for a child.
Right.
They'll grow up and maybe realize that some of the themes weren't good, right? And then you have like stuff like I don't know, do people still watch Sesame Street? I feel like no. And
I feel it's just like no, but we don't really know anyone who has like little kids.
No, I know, but like I just feel like, I don't know, like I know Sesame Street's still around, but like
so someone's watching.
I can't believe. Yeah, but also it's on PBS, right?
Yeah.
So it's got like funding.
That's true.
To just keep going.
That's true. Yeah, if I ever like had to like keep a kid entertained, I would literally just be like, anything I watched as a young kid is what you're watching.
Right.
Like that's just what I would. I mean, not to say like there's not still great new content. Not
everybody
out there.
can do that though.
No, I know, but I'm saying like,
because some people like will tell you those fucked up stories where they're like, when I was 7, I watched Sinister with my dad, and I'm like, you just have a bad father.
Yeah, no.
Do not celebrate Father's Day with him.
I wouldn't do that, obviously, but like I would. There's just so much easy, good stuff,
Too much, honestly, too much. Like I said, you can't afford to mess it up because it's just so easy not to.
And maybe it's not. I mean, it's definitely also not fair, because as soon as you've watched something as a kid, it has the nostalgia that when you're older, even if it totally fucking sucks.
No, I don't think that's the case. Well, I can definitely go back and watch stuff that sucks and be like, oh my God, why did I ever like this?
That's true. But I can't tell what it is. Is it because shows are so big right now that like kids are just being given shows because it's endless content, that like you're not gonna go back in 10 years and be like, oh my God, I used to watch this. Like, you know what I mean? Like a kid today watching Paw Patrol, one of like the biggest shows for kids and like biggest merchandised things for kids. In 15 years, will that still have that level of like excitement? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
probably, because I feel like Paw Patrol is like solid content.
I don't know. I've never watched it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I feel like it's too good.
I'm not trying to out Paw Patrol. I just know it's like the biggest one for kids.
But it could just be garbage content.
Like, I just don't know.
I don't know, but like, there was also this like,
because all of our shit was movies.
Heavy shift. Well, that's not true at all.
A lot of our stuff was movies.
No, we had like Drake and Josh, iCarly, all of Nickelodeon. You have SpongeBob SquarePants.
That's true, I guess. And
then you have Cartoon Network, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Those were really good. I guess those just in my brain feel like later than like my introduction to
actual
like,
media content. Yeah, you might be right, I guess, in that regard. I don't know. Even still. Somehow there was this shift though from like from the like cartoons and like live action. I'll call it like iCarly, Drake and Josh, right? There was like the shift from like those shows that we watched to somewhere in like, let's see, when did we probably for the most part stop watching those channels? Like, late high school probably, right? Like 2013, so like 2012. Everybody born, I have to do math. Basically, everybody born after 2000 had to have been born with ADD, because suddenly every single show just was like color vomit. And I'm not saying there wasn't still good content, but I remember.
I agree.
We turned on the TV and we were just scrolling through stuff, and it was like that show that's like Gumball, so it's like half drawn, half not.
Yeah.
And then like the budget's like super low for it, so like they only draw everybody like flat, and so then they like do
like
they do like that
effect.
Yeah. And again, I've actually only heard good things about it, but I remember the episode we were watching, all of a sudden it was just an acid trip, and I was just like, who is this for? Is this actually for children? Crazy. So anyway.
So, are they actually all born with ADHD, or is it because literally you're overwhelming their brains with so much color and shit that becomes the norm?
Maybe, yeah.
Not that I'm saying you can have ADHD and not have watched all that stuff, but
I think your top 5 is fine.
It's fine.
Everybody's allowed to obviously have their own unique top 5, and I think all in all, I think you actually have a pretty solid list. I think most people could like take a look at that list and be like, you know, one of them's kind of just like a eye roll, like, of course, you know, that's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And then I think you have like a couple of interesting ones that are like, okay, I get it. Like, you know, Land Before Time, like, that's interesting. Like, still, okay.
Yes.
You know, Spirit, like, I'm sure a lot of people would be like, oh my God, I used to love Spirit, right? Like, that's the kind of reaction you'd get.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon, they might be kind of like, oh, I've never watched it. Maybe I got to, right? And then they'll get to Battleship and they'll go, everybody's allowed to have one stinker.
I did make a second list of just very quick honorable mentions. Obviously Pitch Perfect. You don't have to review any of these.
Oh, wait, I want to guess them.
Oh, okay. I did forget to put Lion King in here.
I assumed Pitch Perfect would be.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was in your top 5.
Great movie, but it's not top 5.
You didn't put The Lion King.
I did not put The Lion King.
You put Sing?
I didn't put Sing. I honestly should have.
Brother Bear, because you said that while we were over there.
I didn't put Brother Bear in there.
You didn't?
It's not my top. No.
Yeah, okay. What are your honorable mentions?
Happy Feet. Jupiter Ascending. I don't know why I love that movie.
That was the Mila Kunis movie that I couldn't think of.
I love that movie. I don't know why I love it. It's like not loved in any capacity, but I love it.
Here's the thing that pisses me off about you saying you like Happy Feet.
Okay. Oh.
One time I referenced that Somebody to Love was in the movie, and you were like, that's not in the movie. And that kind of low-key pissed me off, high-key pissed me off, because it's like...
It's a big scene in the movie.
He's literally all by himself, like, singing.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. And it's like, I mean, that's such a good song, first off. So that, like, the crescendos.
I feel like I need to rewatch that movie.
All the stuff. Like, it's like it's a song that, like, just sitting and listening to it, it's kind of hard not to get, like, some amount of chills. And then to have it in, like, a movie setting, like, chill effect is increased. And it's the fact that, like, it's about this penguin who has no fucking rhythm in his voice, but has it in his fucking feet. And he's singing the song and trying to get there and all that. And it's just like, how do you not remember that? I mean, I might be misremembering parts of it, but like, come the fuck on.
I goofed on that one.
Yeah, you did.
This is, I couldn't put it in my top 5, but I could not mention it. The Mission Impossible series.
Oh,
unbeatable.
Cannot wait for the new one.
I know. Yeah. And then Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which is a notably bad movie.
Sad that I wouldn't get there. I would not have been able to remember that or guess that, and you
That's
literally have a tattoo for it.
Yeah, it's such a silly movie. And those are pretty much my top. I mean, it doesn't take a lot for me to like love a movie, but if I like again get so excited to rewatch it and basically want to like mentally just live in that world, it's raising the bar, you know?
Yeah.
And for me, that's clearly fantasy, fun, lighthearted, etc.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really proud of you having the ability to come up with a top 5 because you're so often the type of person who's like, I can't have a favorite of anything.
I really
and like
am,
you still can't have a favorite movie, but you at least were able to whittle it down to 5.
Yeah.
And you might be able to eventually coax yourself to giving an answer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could come up with a top 5.
Yeah.
I am so steadfast and definitive in my favorite movie, which is
Shawshank Redemption.
That honestly, there are probably some movies that at this point I have enjoyed more, but I have such a hard time of giving up that ranking to it because I don't want to think about where I rank other stuff. So I can sit here and tell you like Interstellar is a really good movie. And then you could go, is it in your top 5? And I'd go, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's almost probably why like movies like Spirit are up there. Is it's just so ingrained in my life. Because I've watched it a million times.
But the problem is like
there's movies I like more than Spirit.
Shawshank is definitely like it would be in my top 5 regardless because I love the movie so much and it's like not something that I can rewatch. Like you rewatch movies and like, but that's not what goes into being a good movie for me.
That's fair.
But then the daunting task is figuring out there are how many Tarantino films and I love most of them, like most of them to the point where I'm like, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then Christopher Nolan also exists and the Batman Christian Bale movies. And it's like, would the series crack? Probably.
Right.
And then it's like, and then there's like Endgame / Infinity War, which is like tough because like if you wanted to, you could be like all of Marvel and it's just like eye roll, but like also understandable because it's literally been our lives. It's been half of our lives have literally to this point, almost over half of our lives. When did Iron Man come out? 2008? Over half of our lives have been Marvel.
Yeah. And I had really had to sit there and go, is a Marvel movie in my top? Because like I can sit here and be like, that was a crazy experience watching, especially like some of the Avengers movies. But like for me, I think they're just not movies that I'm. Again, for me,
like Guardians,
which
actually on their own are really good.
I love those movies, like, and I love watching them.
So
but
I seriously kudos because I don't know if I can come up with a top 5. Maybe I'll try to for another episode. But I'm literally going to end up reading 20 movies because I'll be like, it's a 15-way tie for 5th place.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is, though, like, any movie you like, I'm probably going to be like, yeah, I liked it. Whereas movies I like, you'll be like, well, actually, not to say you, like, hate them, but you'll be like, they really wasn't good. It doesn't take a lot for me to like a movie, so I'm not, it was more entertaining.
It doesn't take a lot for me to like a movie either. I can still just point out when a movie sucks.
Yeah. I just knew it'd be funny for you to mildly critique my movie, but you're always
like,
welcome.
What's a movie we watched not too long ago that was like, this is a good movie, but it's bad? Ghosted is coming to mind, but Ghosted was just a bad movie.
Ghosted was a bad
I didn't like love it.
I know, I really wanted to as well. I know we were talking about that.
You remember the like Murder on the Orient Express and like Death on the Nile?
Yeah.
Both of those movies are like
they're very okay.
They're good, but they're not good movies.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of flaws with both of those movies.
Yeah. I also think I just was a little more excited for them than I should have been.
Well, they were murder mysteries.
Yeah.
So again, they were good.
Yeah.
But
I do feel like there was one recently. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like the movies you like. Don't give a shit what other people think.
Let us know what your favorite movie is.
Yeah.
Down below.
If someone asked me, I'd probably just say Lord of the Rings because you don't really need to explain yourself when you say Lord of the Rings.
It's fair.
No one asks questions. If I said some of these other movies, or I'd probably jump between How to Train Your Dragon series and Lord of the Rings. I'm just a big series person. I love to get as much content out of it as I can.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But...
And that's why that's why your favorite movie series is The Land Before Time.
Exactly.
Too much content.
Never-ending content.
All right. We have to do 2 more of these, so not right now, but eventually.
Another time.
So, bye.
Bye.